And I remember your mom, who later passed, I didn't think that was going to happen, but her saying that day, we did it. So she goes, we did it. Like, look at them. They're all here. All siblings are here with their parents. So take it for what it is. It's nothing, there's nothing wrong with just having a thought and just going with it. And at the same time, just knowing that the worst can be is no, and the best can be is a couple of more years of just making memories.
Well, you said it right there. That was a perfect example of knowing that it is possible. And like you said, what's the worst that can happen? They don't come. But the effort was made. And a lot of the times that effort is noted and it's remembered. So when you ask again, maybe later, maybe it's like they still don't come. But maybe the third time they're like, you know what? Okay, let's go. You have brought, your nieces around Jewel, and you've even extended it to her half siblings, and of course we welcome that no matter what. And that's what I'm very proud about our family. We welcome anyone. And as long as they have, they're good hearted and their intentions are good, then of course we welcome them. We're not, and I love that about us in this room too, and a couple of other cousins, that we're not judgmental. Like, we will welcome them, and we understand that not everybody's cup of tea, but they're family. And if they're willing to come, then they showed up, because there's a lot of them, a lot of our family that does not show up.
Yeah. And it also goes back to that. I was going
Yeah.
to say, once you try and those people do come along, but they stop coming, at that point, I don't think there's any guilty feeling because you did your part. At that point, it's known that it was them.
Yeah.
And you're done.
Yeah.
You kind of close that chapter.
Yes.
It's not that I should have, I could have. We did.
And so for you, James, how do you feel when you're around family? It as far as mental health is concerned, how do you feel when you're with family and you have your kids there, even if not all your kids are there, but you're surrounded by family? What does it do to you mentally?
Of course, it makes you feel good because you're around family and you're being there, and knowing that we all came together, and knowing that, because as we get older, the number of people around us is getting smaller and smaller.
Yes.
And the only way it increases is by great nieces or grandkids or something like that, which we don't have any yet, but
Right.
but that's how it is. But being together, I mean, you really you pick up where you left off from before, so. And then when either you're grilling or just potluck or pizza, whatever it is, I mean, that really doesn't matter, because then we also do games. Games is also something, activities that, and people start laughing, and then you see who's very competitive,
Yeah.
and who are not, which is me. Like, I just laugh and kick back and cheat a lot.
Well, that's how you get to learn about your family members in these games or these experiences. You get to, because we don't know everything about each other. There's still things that we learn about each other. I'm sure we know a lot about each other, but there are some things, like, I told y'all this weekend, I was we're at our other cousin's house, Roland, and of course, we missed both of y'all there that day. And I was sharing a moment with one of so this is our cousin's daughter. So what, our like third or fourth cousin, right? But we call her our niece. And her daughter, how old is Annalie? 4. She's 4 years old. And there's our cousin's kid had brought a guy over, and he's a good looking guy. And Annalie just went straight to him and held his hands, and they were dancing. And I snapped a picture because I thought it was the cutest thing. And I sent it to her mom. Well, I found out that time that Thea Yolanda had brought Annalie over, but didn't tell Emily they weren't supposed to be there. So I'm like, okay, Thea, like, you still got some sly moves on you. You know what I mean? So things like that, little things like that, but also these moments of, Annalie not knowing this guy gets his hands and starts dancing. And I'm just like, this girl is bold. You get to learn more about these people's personalities. And I think that's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and it also, I liked it too when you said about, you just get together, you pick up, where you left on with.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a month, it could be 2 months, and it's like just getting together. You kind of go back to just reminiscing and laughing. I mean, that's what I get because
Mm-hmm.
to me, being around you guys, which is my husband's cousins,
Mm-hmm.
um, I feel like I'm part of the cousins
Mm-hmm.
because I don't have cousins my age.
Mm-hmm.
So this is it for me. So 30 something of years of being married, I mean, that makes me have grown with my cousins. That's
Of
why I would say
course.
cousins.
Yeah.